I did a thing, right? I did two things. I started me a YouTube channel and I quit my job. Don't don't judge me. Stay tuned and let me tell you why.
Everything big, oh you fancy, huh? Let me see your hands. Wave them at them bitches hating on you with their friends, so you got it.
Hey guys, welcome to my channel. This is my very first video, so give me grace. Give me grace. So my name is Jackie Morris, and I'm a real estate agent here in North Carolina. But what I want to talk about today is me quitting my job. So just to give you a little backstory on me, had my first daughter in high school at 17. I quit my job of nearly 20 years. I So I was a government employee. I worked as a mail carrier. The dream job, right? Who dreams of carrying mail? Right? But just a little backstory. When I started at the post office, I was like fresh out of high school. And it was a very well-paying job at the time. And I had my daughter in high school. And I just made a promise to her that she would never see the inside of projects. Me, on the other hand, I grew up in the projects. My parents, they worked their fingers to the bone, but they didn't have the education. So they did the best they could, and I'm grateful for my upbringing. But I just knew that I wanted a different kind of life for my kids, right? So when I graduated, I worked a job. And then I moved up to this job. It was like double the pay. And I felt like it was a way out for my kids. And I got the job at the post office. And at the time, I started as an RCA, so I was working 1 day a week, which was okay because I knew the potential. Like, I knew I could one day become regular. So it took me, I was an RCA for 9 years. It took me 9 years to become career or become regular. And I've been regular for 10 years, right? So I am eligible for retirement in 18 years. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. So I decided that I was done. I made my kids a promise when they were small that I made myself a promise when my kids were small that when my kids got older and they were well established that I would do something for me and I would leave my job. Because although my job does pay decent, it's a very stressful job. The environment is toxic. I knew it was some more water in there. Sorry. The environment was toxic. Management, they didn't know what they were doing. It was just a toxic environment, and I didn't want to be there anymore. I would have so much anxiety going to work that I knew it was only a matter of time. I knew it was only a matter of time for me. So during the pandemic, I wanted to get my real estate license like a long time ago, but I let fear stop me because I kept hearing people say the tests were so hard. So I knew I was not an avid test taker. I knew I had test anxiety. So I knew I probably wouldn't pass the test. So fear stopped me from taking the test sooner. But during COVID, I said, listen, the world's about to come to an end, so do what you want to do. I said, what's the worst that could happen? The worst that could happen is you will fail the class and have to take it over. So I was like, whatever. So I signed up to take the test. So after I got off work, I would take the test 2 days a week for 4 hours each day until I completed it. Then after I completed it, I took the test and I kept failing the test. I failed the test like 3 or 4 times. And coming back home to tell my family that I failed the test was like dire disappointment on my behalf. But I was determined. I knew I wanted this. Not necessarily it was going to be my way out, but I knew that I wanted to give it a try. Right? So I ended up passing the test and I joined a brokerage. I knew the big personally. So I joined her brokerage because I knew that I was comfortable there. And I operate in comfortability. So I knew I was be comfortable there. So I joined her brokerage and I loved it there. I loved the intimacy. It was a smaller boutique brokerage. I love the intimacy there. But last year I decided to leave that brokerage. I knew it was time. Like, no shade to the people there. I love them, but they were comfortable. Like, they were well established in their real estate career and they were comfortable. They didn't want more clients and things like that. They were comfortable, and I wasn't. So I said, in order for me to grow, I have to go. And that was a hard decision to make because I was loyal to them. I loved them, and I didn't want any strife between us, right? So I stayed there a year after I wanted to leave. But when it was time, it was just time. I was like, do I want to bet on me, or do I want to pursue this for me, or do I want to stay here and stay stuck, right? So, sorry, had a phone call. But I was like, do I stay there or do I go and grow, right? So I chose to go and grow. And since being at my new brokerage, I hear people say brokerages doesn't matter, but I think it do. Like, the environment you're in will either keep you at the capacity you are or will help you grow. So since I've been in my new brokerage, real estate has been going very well for me. Just seeing people doing what I want to do is motivation to keep pushing, right? And since I've been there, I've grown so much, especially in my numbers, have grown tremendously. Like, last year, my goal in real estate was to close 12 deals a month. And I did that. No, I'm sorry, 12 deals a year, like 1 deal a month. And I did that. And this year, my goal is to double what I did last year. And so far in real estate in the last 6 months, I've exceeded my income on my job annually. So I made in 6 months what I made in a year on my job. And the reason why I know it's time to go for my job is because they kept decreasing my pay. Like, we get paid on a rec system, right? So, like, we get paid per scan. Like I said, I carry the mail, so we get paid based on our scan on our routes. And they evaluate our routes every 6 months, where they used to do it like every year or every couple of years. And the last time we had the mail count, I lost like $5,000, but the time before that, I lost like 20 grand a year. So 20 grand annually a year. And when they did that, I knew like I had to figure out something else. Like, something else had to give, right? No, something else had to work. So I knew I had to get out. And then I wasn't happy. So when they started playing on my money, I knew it was time to go. I knew it was time to take matters in my own hands, just do something that I wanted to do. While I will miss my customers, because I am a people person, I love people, right? I will miss my customers. They were the highlight of my day. But I know, just like I knew last year that I had to leave my brokerage, I knew that I had to leave my job in order for me to grow. Because like when you when you're in a small pond, you only grow as big as the pond, right? But once you go into the ocean, you can grow big. So I feel like I had to spread my wings because my time there I've outgrown that place. And some of my coworkers were so negative, like, why would you leave this job? And I told some of them, your goal is to retire from here. That was never my goal. I was talking to one of my customers on the mail route, and he said, when I first met you, you told me that this is not where you're going to be at long term. And I said, I told you that. And I said, I meant that. So it's time for me to go. Although I am nervous, scared, and terrified, I know that this is a God decision, because I would never have did this on my own. Like, as I was walking in to give my boss my 2 weeks notice, he said, I got 2 questions. He was like, have you lost your mind? And I hope you have something better than this. And that I took as, I said, well, number one, I feel like I have lost my mind. But number two, like, for one, it's like the post office is not the end all be all. Like, what do you mean you hope I have something better than this? Like I'm not capable of doing more. That's the way I took it. Like, me, I'm not capable of doing more than making $60,000 a year. Like, I'm not capable of making more than $50,000 a year, right? So I took offense to that. Like, I am who I am, and I know I can make more, right? So, But eventually he came back around and he told me, you know, that he was proud of me and things of that nature. Although I don't need validation from people, I had asked God that morning, I was like, if I'm making the right decision, please make my path smooth. And everybody that I told, not everybody, but most people that I told, they were like very supportive of my decision. So I felt like that was God's way of saying, see, this is going to be a smooth way. So ultimately, I know I'm no longer a postal employee. Although the post office is a great place to work, and if you want to retire from there, then kudos to you, but that was not my story. So I decided to bet on me. And I went to Myron's conference during the summer. And since I went to Myron Golden, and since I went to his conference, it just shifted something in my brain. Like, girl, you are it. Like, don't allow people to keep you in a box. Don't stay in a box and don't stay stuck anywhere, right? So God is my CEO. I work for God, and I'm no longer going to be out there on hot days lifting mattresses and office chairs and bed frames. Like, we lift all this stuff and we were not compensated the income that the pay that we deserve for doing that hard work. Like, we work hard at the post office. And although people are like, well, you know, you get off early and things of that nature, I work hard. And like, when I'm there, sweat is pouring. Sweat is pouring off of you from working, and that's just not my life anymore. So I chose to do something that fulfills me, which is real estate. Like, it brings me so much joy. It makes my heart happy. Meeting new people make my heart happy. Helping new people make my heart happy. And when I was purchasing real estate, because I purchased my first house at 19, I didn't have the agent that I am, right? I didn't have that. I didn't have anybody explaining the process to me step by step by step, answering my questions, you know, just holding my hand. I didn't have that. So I want to be the real estate agent that I never had. So I know that I am that for my customers. I'm sorry, not for my customers. Sorry. I know that I am that for my clients. And I love them. Like, this real estate has given me like a new lease on life. So that's my story as to why I quit my job. I'm excited about this new journey. I cannot wait to start this new journey. I'm nervous. Like, I don't even know where to start, but I know that I'm being led by God. Like, God is gonna lead me during this journey, and ultimately this is gonna be the best decision that I've made. So yeah, that's my story about why I quit my 9-to-5. If you're thinking about quitting your 9-to-5 to pursue real estate, I would tell you to do it. And don't second guess yourself. Like, save up your money, save up the amount you make for your bills, but do it. Like, do it scared. Do what scares you. So yeah. So I am a real estate agent in North Carolina. If you want to work with me, my information is in the bio. I service Eastern North Carolina. Call me, schedule a consultation. I would love to work with you. I am now a full-time agent, so I have more time to work with more clients. So thank you guys for listening. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. And I have more time to create content too. So I will see you guys later.
Only been a few